Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another iteration of the Squirrel Punch podcast, where I, Jovenshire, and Lasercorn.
I don't think iteration is the word you're looking for there.
It's not.
Another new episode?
Yeah.
New iteration would be like you've changed the format.
Yeah.
Well, we have,
like if we were
because we've got a guest. Our first guest in So Hinky.
And I brought my best squirrel punching gear.
Nope, we don't
got
put
some gloves.
That's not what we do here.
Our mascot is a squirrel that has a very strong punch. A squirrel punch.
I see. I thought that we were going into the woods to beat up woodland
imagine
creatures.
you're like at the park and you're eating a little sandwich and you're enjoying the day, and then you see a little squirrel looking up at you, and you're like, "Oh, here, have a piece of my sandwich." And as you get nice and close, it's cute little bubbly eyes.
Dude. Your thing just reminded me of, okay, this is so off topic, but it's a podcast, so it's fine. So I just saw this thing on Instagram the other day. I should send it to you or find a way to send this to you on Instagram, because what's happening is this kid's showing off in an aquarium, right? In one of those, like, you can touch the fish places. And there's a big fish swimming by, and he leans over the fish tank with food in his mouth to like try to get the fish to eat it out of its mouth. It jumps up and hits him in the head so hard that it knocks him out, and he falls in the tank.
That would be a fish punch.
Yeah.
Fish punch.
Fish punch.
We are Squirrel Punch.
Okay, well, I don't have a clip for that.
Squirrel Punch you. So yeah, it is a new iteration. We've got a special guest.
No, it's not a new iteration.
We've got big news today. Frogman is here. Frogman is live action.
Canon, baby.
He has approximately 3 frames of footage in this She-Hulk trailer, and man, he just looks phenomenal.
Oh my God, spoilers! Paco, put that at the beginning of the episode. Yes, we are talking She-Hulk trailer and Daredevil news.
But
I know we're talking those two things. I'm excited about those two things, but I just sent you both the fish knocking the guy out clip, just so you have it.
Just so it's in our inbox.
What did you send it via?
I sent it on Instagram.
Wow.
I also do want to say that this is a little special. Right now, yes, this episode is on the Jovenshire channel, but I think there's going to be a tease of something later on this week.
Something wicked this way comes.
That could imply that maybe this podcast show might live somewhere else. So keep an eye out for our social media
and
posts.
You can guess what we're talking about if you remember how a different previous podcast worked before. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, we're not really original with how we do things. But we will talk about that big news later on. In the meantime, yes, we've got the first bit of news that I think is the most relevant here is Variety released a story this last week where sources have confirmed that Disney is working on a Daredevil Disney Plus series. I would like to mention that this is not Marvel confirms they're working on Daredevils. It's just sources. Who are the sources? We don't know.
You kind of lost me because you set that up by saying the most relevant piece of news is, but then you didn't mention Frogman at all.
Frogman. Should we just jump into Frogman?
I'm so confused.
I gotta say, like, I don't really know anything about a lot of comics, so can you explain Frogman and why I should be excited about Frogman?
Lasercorn, would you like to explain why Frogman is your new favorite character after knowing nothing about them?
I literally know nothing about Frogman except that the internet is excited about him, and I actually didn't even notice him in the trailer, but I went back and paused it after I read that people were excited, and I'm looking at the still frame right now, and I am also excited. He looks very much like the Green Ranger had a baby with one of the Ninja Turtles, and out popped Frogman. And I know nothing about this character, but I'm hyped.
All of this news is coming to you right now from 3 people that had no clue who Frogman was like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. He reminds me of one of the transformations from the old video game Kid Chameleon. That's how janky he looks.
Dude, you know what? I'm getting strong Judo Master vibes from Peacemaker.
Yes,
from
just like this tight-fitting latex rubber outfit that's way too hot and way too hard to get on.
Does he have like a jetpack on, or how's he floating here?
Well,
no, there's no jetpack. He's
Lasercorn. Would you like to explain to Soinky all the things you've learned about Frogman?
Yeah, from what I've read, his specially modified suit allows him to leap super high, like some sort of frog. He's got like springs or something in his
Specially modified latex. It just looks like latex.
No, well, the special modifications are in the feet or boots that have like springs or something. That
he's got like flubber. Oh, so maybe. Universe crossover where Robin Williams' character from Flubber made his suit and put the flubber on the shoes.
There you go. That's how he jumps. Or what is probably more accurate from that image, maybe instead of powerful legs, he has, a quick rocket jump thing that he can do.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I like the flubber thing, though.
I don't know if I called him Leapfrog or so this is Frogman. His dad is Leapfrog, who was a villain, but he dons the suit to fight crime and do good. So maybe he'll team up with the Hulks. We know Bruce Banner's in this, and She-Hulk, obviously. So they could form like Green Team. Green
Team!
Huh?
Nice! Frogman's not really known for doing a lot of good. He tries to do good. So, he's like me when it comes to podcasting.
Yeah, he's like a heroic type.
He's not a bad guy like his dad. He's taken his dad's outfit and does good with it. But also,
I mean, it makes sense to me that a guy named Leapfrog would be the villain, because anyone that wanted to play that as a kid, I just hated them.
Because they never jumped over you. They landed on you. It's like,
it hurts your back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, some people are upset about this trailer. 320K dislikes. That's not an insignificant number.
Let's talk about this right now. You want a hot take? Here's a hot take. It's not even a hot take. This is, I guess, the leftist take, if you will. If you know anyone, because I have a feeling the people that watch this are good human beings. If anyone uses the term MCU unironically and in an angry form, you are one of the worst people on the planet right now.
I've never heard this.
I've never heard of that, but that's so frustrating.
Yeah, it's just toxic masculinity. It is a toxic fan base that's like, if it's not for me, I don't know why they're making it. Ever since that moment in Endgame where they try to put women first with their own moment, and then from there having people of color and women starring in movies, they've been like, oh, this isn't good. Oh, why is it like this?
I mean, we got to take that back. MCU is hell yeah, MCU. Let's focus on some more queens. Let's focus on some more female characters.
Here's a comment from Doc. A comment from Doc Holliday. MCU Phase 1 introduces us to awesome superheroes. Phase 2, see these heroes grow and become even cooler. Phase 3, watch these heroes come together to save the universe. Phase 4, watch brand new heroes attempt to find themselves during a midlife crisis.
Yeah, that's us in our 30s.
Yeah, I'm fine. I can relate.
Yeah. Finally Marvel I can relate to.
Have you noticed how like far right weird people, like, they just rally behind the worst sayings? Like, MCU is awful. The anti-vaxxers called it the Fauci ouchie, which is just it's like the most first grade thing I could think of as an insult for that.
The most intelligent group. So yes, that's where the negatives are coming from, that it's this strong, powerful female character. And what's really funny is when people who don't know comic book history start to shit on this stuff. For example, I remember seeing on TikTok, someone had left an angry comment when on this female creator that was so excited to see female Thor showing up in Thor: Love and Thunder. They're like, oh great, they're gonna make a character based off of the failed comic series. To which Lady Thor was an insanely popular comic series that revitalized the Thor brand. Same thing with She-Hulk. It was when in the 90s, while She-Hulk was around, she had a 60-issue run, which was the longest comic run of any Marvel heroine.
It's funny for someone to say a failing comic series, because comics weren't, sure, they were popular, but it was extremely niche until recently. I mean, relatively recently. So it's as far as popular media goes, every comic book series was a failing comic book series, because there's only popular amongst a very niche audience.
And you don't need a white male to lead a thing for everyone to enjoy it. For example, Jessica Jones, one of my favorite things that Marvel has created, and we'll talk more about that in a hot minute. Strong female character with, drinking alcoholism and a sordid past. And guess what? It was a phenomenal show. I don't know. I think that She-Hulk has a lot of potential. The humor seems fantastic in it. It seems like it's thrown a lot of questions that still need to be answered, and maybe they'll answer it in the show. Like, why is Hulk green right now? Why do we see Smart Hulk and not Bruce Banner? There's a lot of people saying that maybe She-Hulk takes place in between Infinity War and Endgame, possibly.
Also, I want to point out, you said that a lot of people are disliking this because of female character. I'm seeing a lot of comments about the CGI. And I didn't personally notice anything, but I don't have a good eye for this.
I don't think it's Luke Skywalker levels of bad. It is not as cleaned up as we've seen other stuff in the MCU.
Yeah, also, everyone's complaining about the qual. Like, this person with a ton of upvotes says, I hope these students get an A+ on their film.
Now, here's the thing about CGI. It's expensive. Just because you have the technology doesn't mean you can pull it off. Like, you need a large team working for a very long time on this stuff.
But it's Marvel.
In fact,
they have infinite money.
They don't have infinite money.
They have infinite money.
They should
made
have
the Marvel
it, but
movies.
They don't have infinite money. Wait, no. I'm sorry, time.
I just don't know why people get upset at all that this big green superhero doesn't look as true to life as they want. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not going to look real because it's not real. Just suspend your disbelief for a moment.
Yeah, I'm watching it now, and I don't know this. I don't know. Like,
it
okay,
could be better.
Like, it looks clearly CG, but so does Hulk.
I don't know. It almost looks like the lighting's off or something?
Yeah, and normally that's where bad CG really shines through, is when the lighting just really doesn't match the room. And again, that's a whole other department that needs a lot of time to work on this stuff.
In 30 seconds, can you tell me why She-Hulk is a thing? Like, why is this person has the gamma radiation?
Blood transfusion!
Yeah, there you go.
Watch what?
She got a blood transfusion from Bruce Banner.
Yeah, she was shot and then had to get an emergency blood transfusion from her cousin, Bruce Banner. But because it wasn't gamma radiation, it's not, it's not the same effects as the Hulk. Now, in this trailer, it does seem like she's able to transform back and forth, but we're not entirely sure how much she can control it yet, because there's some situations like the dating situation where she's still in She-Hulk form, but why would she want to be? So in the comics, there were times where she was able to transform back and forth, so it does seem like this is a combination of the two. I think over the season, we'll see her kind of like lose control over it, where she's stuck as She-Hulk more often and she has to come to terms and love it.
I mean, I gotta be honest, I'm going into this tentatively. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it for Frogman. No, I'm gonna watch it
for Frogman.
I'm gonna watch it, but like we talked about Moon Knight. Moon Knight, aside from like I said, I liked the beginning and the end, but a lot of stuff in the middle I didn't feel like super grabbed me.
Really? I felt like I didn't see Moon Knight, but what I was hearing online about it was everyone was happy with it except the ending.
The ending had a giant kaiju god fight.
That was great.
No, I mean, maybe unpopular opinion here, but yeah, the middle episodes for me dragged. Yeah, and like the first episode, Khonshu was really scary. Like, he was this like demonic god thing that was like lurking in the shadows, and then that goes away pretty much after the first episode, where he's just kind of like bantering, like he's just a regular character, but he still has the very scary outfit, but he loses all fear factor. I don't know. I don't want to rehash.
Lost the tone.
I don't want to rehash that again. But like, Marvel is hit or miss. Marvel TV shows are hit or miss for me, and I'm not going to get hyped about this because I don't want to go in with high expectations.
Here's how you make the perfect She-Hulk show based on this concept that they are giving us so far, and I hope that they double down on this, but they probably won't, because it would be very different. They should do a quote-unquote Freak of the Week style show where she is a lawyer that helps in superhero cases, so every episode should have its own beginning, middle, and end of a different superhero case, where she is then also dealing with an overarching story as well. Much like you would have like an early Flash.
But what you're describing to me would be so much better if the X-Men could be involved.
I mean, they can now. The multiverse is open.
Yeah.
I mean, the multiverse thing, yeah.
Well, to kind of make the transition right now, speaking of cameos, what would make sense is if we see either Daredevil or Jessica Jones, because in the comics, Jessica Jones and Jennifer Walters are friends. And one's a PI, one's a lawyer.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the lawyer crossover.
Oh, could you imagine Daredevil on one side and Jennifer Walters on the other side?
That would be great.
Because obviously from No Way Home, we know that Charlie Cox is back as Daredevil. But as of last week, we can kind of talk about not the speculation, but the sources confirmed that Disney is now working on a Daredevil series. Mm-hmm. And with Charlie Cox on screen and Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin in Hawkeye,
but Kingpin, we put a spoiler alert up at the beginning of all these, right?
No, we should probably do that now. Oh my God, spoilers! Paco, put that at the beginning of the episode.
But in Hawkeye, we see Kingpin die.
We don't.
We don't. I'm kidding.
We don't.
That was a fake spoiler. He gets shot off scene. Did you see Hawkeye?
No, I've missed a couple of the most recent Marvel series.
This is why Lasercorn and I started a Squirrel Punch podcast, because you don't watch any of the shows.
Well, the reason I don't watch any of the shows is because I'm poor and I canceled my Disney Plus, okay? You gonna shame me for that, huh? Keep up your shaming.
It's called pirating.
I think there's ways to get shows.
Yeah. Hawkeye, I think, looking back in retrospect, was my favorite of the MCU shows so far.
And something with the Daredevil series, allegedly, according to these sources, it will continue the Netflix show. It's supposed to continue the storyline, which I just found out about 20 minutes ago. Lasercorn, what'd you think of Daredevil season 3?
Oh, I didn't see season 3.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I hated Defenders, and also I did not like Punisher, and I stopped watching. Oh, and I hated Jessica Jones season 2. So I didn't watch Luke Cage season 2.
You're not wrong. The second half of the Netflix stuff isn't great.
Yeah, I don't mind anything that you're saying. But I would say that Daredevil season 3 just gets back to the tone and the quality of the Daredevil series. So.
Okay, I will watch that. You have to watch Hawkeye.
I will watch Hawkeye.
And Moon Knight.
You haven't watched Moon Knight either? Oh yeah, that's right.
I came up with a rap that I did on Kolak that's about Hawkeye kinda. You want to hear it? It's
sure.
It's just a one-liner.
Okay.
But the one-liner was I'm on my hot guy steez. Yeah, you know that I'm sought. Hawkeye in the sheets, always hitting the spot.
Okay.
That's actually pretty great.
Yeah.
What is steez?
It's like your vibe, your style, it's your vibe, your style, your
kids
general
and your slang.
I would listen to a Sohinki rap album. This is allegedly supposed to continue what we saw in season 3 of Daredevil, but without giving anything away. It was the Bullseye episode, which somehow does a better Bullseye than Colin Farrell as Bullseye, which is not easy to do.
So who's playing Bullseye?
The only thing I remember about Bullseye is Colin Farrell murdering a guy with a paperclip.
Yep, or the old lady on the airplane with a peanut. This version of Bullseye is different in season 3. I like how we'll spoil stuff for the fans, but not for each other, which is that's friendship right there.
Yeah.
Lasercorn, get through it. Like, I rewatched it recently and it was so good. But ultimately, because they knew that they were losing, that they weren't going to do more, they wrap up season 3 of Daredevil pretty well. So if this continues, Kingpin's still around. I hope that I have something that's headcanon from Hawkeye to kind of spoil for Sohinki.
I don't mind if you spoil some Hawkeye stuff.
Yeah, he's really strong. Kingpin is really strong in Hawkeye. I think because Kingpin is also very strong in the comics and it's hard to replicate that in live action, I think he got his own version of the super soldier serum, because we know by
black market he
Falcon,
bought it because he's got that money.
So, and that would explain why he's so strong, and maybe why a bullet would have bounced off of him.
If he had the super soldier serum, though, I mean, unless you're talking specifically in the Hawkeye series, I feel like he would have been stronger in the other ones. Like in the Daredevil series, he just seems really strong. He doesn't seem superhero strong.
Stronger in the Hawkeye series.
Yo, you know what I want to see? I want to see Hawkeye against Bullseye, like clash of the marksmen.
But they aren't shooting each other. They're just picking targets that are really difficult.
They're shooting. I want them shooting at each other.
That would just be like a more actiony version of Enemy at the Gates.
I think Bullseye would win, and it's because of the way Bullseye fights. And again, watch season 3 of Bullseye. I'm sorry, of Netflix, but also
watch season 3 of Netflix.
It's the Bullseye show. Like, he's so good. Like, I would almost say it's kind of like the Joker to the Dark Knight. Like, this bad guy steals the show. Like, there's so much character development. He's phenomenal. Like, maybe not as character driven, because he's more of a quiet internal character, but it's...
I will watch it.
We'll do a Squirrel Punch things we missed episode.
So here, let me put this question to you guys. What are you more excited for? New Daredevil or She-Hulk?
Personally, I mean, I'm excited for both of them. I'm very interested to see, because like She-Hulk seemed like it had like a pretty light tone to it, which is not how Daredevil is. But I think I'm more excited for Daredevil. I just think it's the best Marvel series that's been on Netflix by far, and I think Charlie Cox is amazing as Daredevil. So
Lasercorn, you're not wrong. The shows have been hit or miss, and especially with Moon Knight, it was the first time we saw a new character that had to be established, and so we're going to get that again with She-Hulk. So having 3 seasons of Daredevil that they can kind of just grow from should already be better, plus hype factor. So I think that Doctor Strange 2 showed us that...
I still have to watch it.
Oh, come on, man. Again, this
That's
is why
like
you're only a guest on Squirrel Punch.
Well, so the reason I didn't see that is because I was so behind on seeing Everything Everywhere All at Once. That was the last movie I saw like a week ago. So Multiverse of Madness is the next thing I'm seeing in theaters, and I'm planning to go this week. So,
but Doctor Strange showed us that you can get kind of messed up with a PG-13 rating. They can go dark, and they're not afraid to step away from some like the grittiness, if you will. And so yes, the Netflix series was very gritty. There was a lot of, blood. Again, Kingpin killing someone with the car door. They didn't show it. It was implied. They could still do that, and it seems like they're not afraid to do it. So as long as they take that tone and keep Daredevil what we want it to be, because we loved it the first time, then then keep the theme song. If you keep the theme song in that, I'm great.
On the same token, too, you know what else was good that I liked? I don't think everyone liked it, but I liked it a lot, was Punisher.
I did not like Punisher. I thought it was really boring. I was bored to tears.
It works. It works in Daredevil because every time we go to the Punisher stuff, Punisher is doing Punisher things.
I love Punisher in Daredevil. I have no problem with the actor or, the general. Yeah, I have no problem with how they interacted. Yeah, he's great. And I love them. Like, one of my favorite scenes from Daredevil season 2 was when Punisher's trying to kill people with the hammer and Daredevil takes it away from him and he's like, Boy Scouts. And he's like, I thought they had great interaction. It was good, but Punisher by himself just wasn't doing it for me at all.
Because there's a lot of that in between stuff, right? It's the character development. You want Punisher doing Punisher things. I get it. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I thought season 1, season 2 were good. It was a different take on Jigsaw, which I think they could have gone further.
There was a season 2 of Punisher?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Was Jigsaw back as the main villain?
He was the main villain in that one.
Wasn't he the main villain in the first season,
He was not the main one.
I'm pretty sure I'm caught up on all of the Netflix series, so...
With the Daredevil series, if we don't see Daredevil as a cameo in She-Hulk, I think we will definitely see him in the Echo spin-off series.
What is Echo?
What is Echo? Yeah.
So Echo's a character that's introduced in Hawkeye. Yeah, Echo the Dolphin. We're going Sega, baby.
That's the chick.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the girl from. So I'm sure we will see. Like, you have to. It's so intertwined.
It's like she's also blind, and he's like teaching her to.
She's deaf. She's not blind.
She's deaf. I see.
Yeah. And the character in the comics has both legs. The actress, one leg. She's a dope character. She's a dope actress. And that obviously is, I think we got our first production still from Echo, so they're obviously ahead on that than they are Daredevil. So it would make sense that we'll see Kingpin, we'll see Daredevil in Echo, and then we'll get the Daredevil show afterwards. But for those of you who follow Kristen Ritter on Instagram, she posted a photo with I'm forgetting his name, but he plays Luke Cage.
Yeah, with Luke Cage. You could just call him Luke Cage. That's fine.
And she was like, even like in the caption was like, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones tease, Marvel. And it was like the same day this Daredevil thing happened. So I'm hoping that, yes, of course, this opens the door because I want Jessica Jones back. I want Luke Cage back. And you know what? Give me Iron Fist. We can't get everyone back from the Netflix series and not bring back Iron Fist.
I disagree.
You can't do it.
We can leave Iron Fist.
I think
can
Iron
we
Fist
kill
is
him
cool.
off? Can we kill him off in like the first episode?
Okay,
Well,
that you could
the cool thing about Iron Fist, right, is that anyone could be Iron Fist. Isn't that the lore?
Yeah, let's
Well,
have a new
I'm pretty
Iron
sure
Fist.
the Netflix series ended with Colleen as the Iron Fist.
I feel like I watched the Iron Fist series, and I feel like he was still Iron Fist at the end of it.
Well, did you watch all 3 seasons?
There were 3 seasons of Iron Fist. They made 2
Yeah, I don't know.
more seasons of that
There's
garbage.
definitely 2. There might have been a 3rd.
Oh my God, no! Why?
Well,
I
there
just
was
wanted that
there were
reaction
2 seasons, and then the Defenders.
No, yeah, there's only 2 seasons of Iron Fist.
Oh, thank God.
There were things that I really liked about him, like the crossover episode when he's in Luke Cage, season 2. I thought that was great. His dynamic with him was so much fun. I think he can play the character really well.
Iron Fist actually looks really cool. I've never seen his actual image in the comics. He looks really cool in the comics.
I think the Iron Fist show is the show I hate maybe the most of all the Marvel shows. It is my
Jessica
most
Jones season 2, just
Jessica
because it's
Jones
from the
season-
highest high.
No. Well, I said
biggest dip.
show. Jessica Jones had a really good first season and then a really bad second season. I don't know. I just feel like Iron Fist just had like you have to have a good first season. Like I could still come back to a Jessica Jones show because it's like okay, maybe she'll recapture what happened in the first season. But
Jessica
Iron
Jones
Fist,
season
there's no
3
redeeming.
was season 3 of Jessica Jones was a lot better than season 2.
I agree.
But just nothing could hit that bar of season 1.
I think Iron Fist as a character is cool. What I don't like is, like, at least in the show, was he just constantly never had enough chi to actually use his powers. And it was, like, frustrating. I'm like, just get it together, man, and punch people.
You have one thing that you do it.
I didn't like the acting. I didn't like the writing. I didn't like his. I did not like his performance. I did not like the writing. I did not like anything
Aren't
about
we just popular opinion Lasercorn?
I have lots of unpopular opinions. I'm the only one that doesn't like Punisher, but like I didn't like
true.
this.
There you go. She-Hulk, possible cameos, most likely Echo cameos though, for sure. Unless sources have confirmed it because we're gonna get cameos in She-Hulk, maybe. But overall, I think everyone is happy, right? Everybody likes this, that Daredevil's coming to Disney Plus as long as they don't, Marvel-fy it too much.
And Matt Murdock.
No, we stand Frogman.
We stand Frogman for life.
He needs
Even
to
though
show
I
up in
just
everything
found
forever.
out about him, now I have to go buy a skin.
Listen here, Disney executives, if you were watching the Squirrel Punch podcast, which obviously you are, it's the most popular podcast on the internet.
Of course.
Sure.
Make a Frogman show, because that would make me resubscribe in a heartbeat. I would watch a Frogman show.
Oh, you could buy the Frogman comic.
I'm literally looking on eBay
on
right now to see how
Amazon,
much
yeah.
the vintage Frogman is.
Wait, this isn't Frogman. It's like a different character.
Oh, this is a different Frogman.
Frogman
This is not
comic.
Frogman. This is Frogman. Attorney at law. No.
Bryce J. Frogman here. Yeah.
Guys, that has been the Squirrel Punch podcast. Thank you so Inky for stopping by. You have
thanks
some
for having
homework
me.
now.
I have
Lasercorn has some homework.
too, yeah.
And again, if you've made it this far, that means you're a super fan, and that means that you will definitely be seeing the big announcement coming this week where will lead you to believe where future episodes of Squirrel Punch shall appear.
And not only will we lead you to believe it, but it will be true.
It will be true. Well, we haven't filmed any of those, so it's not confirmed. But imagine
Mostly
this in an
true.
end credit scene. Frogman will return along with Squirrel Punch. Frog Punch.
Frog Punch.
All right, bye everybody.
All right. Bye-bye.